Okay, it's 2 o'clock on February 27th. I will call the meeting to order for the Town of Fairfield Board of Condemnation meeting. I am Sans Cleary. I'm the deputy chair. Chairperson Higgins is not in attendance today due to personal reasons. Pat Mahoney, building official, is here, and Andrea Flynn, recording secretary. And on the line we have Greg Miller and Susan Miller. So we will call the meeting to order. And do I have a motion to suspend the usual order of business?
Make a motion, we suspend.
All right, and we will second. All in favor? Aye. And we'll move to the two properties that Mr. Miller is here for. 83 Morehouse and 20 Morehouse. Last inspection of those late last week indicated no significant change while progress is being made at 20 Morehouse, no significant change there. At 83 Morehouse, the findings of the complainant were found to be valid. The owner has been contacted, is aware of the issue, received a notice of determination that the property does meet the criteria for blight. I've discussed that with them. They plan to make the necessary repairs. The building official has been there and will require a building permit for the repairs to be done. The owner's agent has been notified of that and acknowledged that email that they will have a contractor obtain the necessary permits to do the repairs on both structures. Mr. Miller or anyone else, do you have any questions?
I think I pressed my. Okay, everyone's unmuted.
Mr. Miller, did you have any questions, or anyone else? Did you have any questions regarding either property, 20 Morehouse or 83 Morehouse?
Yes, I do. Can I ask them, please?
Yes, you may.
In the minutes for the last meeting, you were supposed to, regarding 20 Morehouse Highway, Phil Higgins said they will discuss the matter with the town attorney regarding how long a property can be on blight. Did that happen?
Mr. Higgins is not here today, and he did not provide me with an update in terms of that discussion. I did have discussions with the town attorney on other properties, but I did not get any feedback from him, and I was not aware that was a pending question before him from Mr. Higgins. So I don't have an answer for you on that, Mr. Miller.
But that was in the minutes for last.
I understand.
Last month.
Yep, and we can get that answer. But my current understanding is that those fines can go on indefinitely. We've got properties with over $100,000 in fines, and so that's my current understanding of the blight ordinance, that there's no end time specified for the length of a citation.
Right, but you didn't discuss that, or nobody discussed that with the town attorney, so they could just get fined forever.
My current understanding, I don't know if Mr. Higgins discussed it with the town attorney, as I said, but my understanding is that those fines can go on. That's what the folks on the RTM who wrote the ordinance, how it was written, where there was no end time specified in the ordinance for the amount of fine that can be accrued. So we simply have to go by what the ordinance says.
I understand that.
Okay.
And then you said for 83 Morehouse Highway, it requires a permit?
Yes. The building official inspected it and felt that it required a permit to make the repairs. And so we notified the property owner, or the agent of the property owner and the property owner of that fact, and that email was acknowledged by them.
Oh, okay. So how long do they have to do the work.
So again, we will, the order, the notice of determination specifies 30 days from receipt of the notice of determination. So once we get the return receipt card back, that'll determine the date at which they would have to comply by. But as you are well aware, typically as long as people are making progress, we are allowed some flexibility in terms of to extend that deadline as long as they're making progress. So we would expect them to move expeditiously and hope that would take place. But it's at this point, I would have to look at I don't think we've received the green card back from the certified mail to say when was the date that they received the letter.
Okay. Well, I saw them today.
Okay.
The next door neighbors on 83 Morehouse Highway.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm looking through my notes. I put the complaint in on 11/14/2022 with Andrea, and there was 5 complaints. So I'm not certain what you guys are following up on.
There was a complaint made, so 83 Morehouse Highway, a while back, the issues had been resolved. They had complied with any requests. You had filed this additional request. The notice of determination, the hearing was conducted last month, I believe, and
they didn't show up for the hearing.
That's okay. I mean, they're not required to show up. We notify people. We send it to the address that they list with the tax assessor. That's our requirement. That's where they indicate they wish to receive mail at, and we sent it to them. But I had already had made communications with the agent of the owner and to let them know about the complaint. And so they have indicated they're aware of it. We have sent the notice of determination. From when they receive it, they have 30 days to comply. And if they're making steady progress with that, for example, if they had pulled a permit and had already started the work but are not completed yet, we would extend that time to the next month's meeting typically.
All right. So, but you got my Andrea has and forwarded to you my pictures of the animals going into the out buildings and the moss on the top of the roof.
Yeah, we have received those. Yep, and I have made them aware that there is a potential infestation issue there, that they need to address that as well.
When I first said something about the animals getting into the roof, you guys came out and looked at the roof and said you saw no sign of infestation.
Yeah, sure.
Mr. Miller, Pat Mahoney, how are you, sir? Building Department.
Hi, Pat. How are you?
Good. I did go out there the other day. I saw absolutely no sign of any animals or infestation, inside the or around the roof. Of course, I couldn't get in without breaking the lock. It's not saying that they're not in there. There is a hole in the roof, and they will be required to repair it. And there's a few. I did see the moss and on the front. I got some pictures as well. And we are going to, pursue and try to get them to get the proper building permits, and let's get this repaired. But I could not get inside the structures. There was locks on the doors.
Oh, thank you. But I did send pictures with the squirrels.
Yeah, yes, sir. I did get a few pictures showing the squirrels on top of the roof, which is, and we are trying to get this resolved for you. We're trying to get the roof repaired and do what we have to do.
All right, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay. Being no other questions, unless there are any other questions, we'll pause if there's any other questions.
Oh, no, I don't have any more questions.
Okay, thank you, Greg. All right, so we'll move back to the regular order of business. Actually, we have suspended the order, so we have Mark Barnhart here, the Community Economic Development Director. Mark, did you have any questions for the board?
I was just hoping to get updates on some of these properties.
Okay, so you just want to listen in as we go through?
Exactly.
Okay, all right, so then we'll resume the normal order of business. I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes of January 23rd, 2023. Actually, we're going to have to postpone that. I wasn't there, and so I can't approve them, so we'll have to wait till the next meeting. So we'll move on. Any communications? No. Okay, condemnation old business, 92 Grassmere, and this one is also on Blight. I did have a meeting with the owner of the property, Mr. Wisniewski, and made him aware of the fines that are currently accrued in the area of $200,000 on his two properties. He has indicated that he is working with a contractor who wishes to buy all his properties. He said this in the past, but this point says he understands he needs to pay the fines. In addition, I've had a discussion with the town attorney, who's indicated he's going to be sending him a letter to make him aware of those fines and seek collection on those. I did request Mr. Wisniewski to to set a time for the board and he to meet at the property to facilitate making the necessary repairs. He declined to set a time, stating that he is working with two contractors who plan to buy the properties and is working as a part of that sale package to make those corrections as a part of the conditions of the sale. And so at this point, he has not set a time. I did try to call him back again this morning to see if there's an update to that, and so, but I left a message, and there's no answer. I left a message, so we'll put that. That's for both 280 Tuckahoe and 92 Grassmere. Yep.
Are there other properties as part of his portfolio sale, or besides the two that you mentioned?
Yes, there's a Black Rock Turnpike property, and then there's two others that currently aren't before the Board of Condemnation. All right, so 15 Beacon View Drive, condemnation new business, I have nothing right now.
No.
15 Beacon View Drive, this appears to be an active construction site.
They are working on the
and
project.
They are working on it. I would entertain a motion to remove it from the agenda since it's now an active working site and the building department will keep apprised of it.
I second the motion
All right.
to remove it.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. 130 Birchwood Drive. I did have a conversation with the agent of the entity that owns this property, who was aware of the citation that we issued and agreed to all the conditions that I asked for and called me last Thursday, and I inspected on Friday, and those conditions have been addressed. All the doors, garage door, front door, side doors, back door, windows are all secured, and so I'll make a motion to remove this for compliance.
Second the motion to remove.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving down to 168 Hillcrest. Again, like 15 Beacon View, this is, while there was paused activity for a while, this is now an active construction site with all the appropriate permits, and activity appears to be going on a daily basis there. So I'll make a motion to remove this from the agenda for compliance.
Second the motion to remove.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. We discussed 20 Morehouse Highway and 83 Morehouse Highway, 750 Post Road. Upon inspection, I didn't notice any significant change in the outer appearance.
I did speak to one of the parties. They're in negotiations with tenants.
Yeah.
So that's what they are working on. He said they are continuing to moving ahead. It probably will be April-ish, May, before they get all the details.
Okay,
That's my understanding.
They wouldn't tell me, I guess they have a client that's
yep,
in, they have a contractor, everybody's all set, they have interior and exterior.
They have permits for both
Both.
exterior and interior.
I issued everything, and they said they are.
okay. So we'll keep it on the agenda for now,
Just watch.
is that it's, because it's on the edge.
Yep.
And so, all right, moving on, 691 Post Road. This is a hearing today. I did inspect the property today. There were two gentlemen there. This is the...
I know what it is. What's the issue?
There's debris, excessive debris on the property, and so there was an old couch and garbage and tires and so...
Related to one of the tenants, or is that?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's just, this is, like, as you're aware, the parking lot behind the pizza place and next to Fairfield Electrical. So there's just an accumulation of debris there. I was there and they were cleaning it. There was a dumpster on site. I had limited communication because they didn't speak English, but got the understanding that they were there working to clean the property. The couch and about half the dumpster was filled with debris. They had carts around the property that they were still collecting, but there was still a significant amount of debris present on the property. So being that this is a hearing and that the property owner has been notified but is not here, but obviously is aware of the issue, I would say the property still meets the criteria for blight, and that we would issue a notice of determination. I think it'll be resolved probably within a few days, but at the time of the inspection, and I don't know if you were out any later today.
No, I didn't.
So I'll make a motion that 691 Post Road meets the criteria for blight, and that we send them a notice of determination to resolve those issues in 30 days. We have a second. Second, Pat. Any further discussion? Hearing none, the motion passes. We've already discussed 280 Tuckahoe, 146 Wheeler Park. There is no change. The property still has all the doors closed. There is still a car present. The owner of the property is uncommunicative with both us and with the tax office. I spoke with the tax office to see if they had any better mailing address or phone numbers or anything. I've left multiple calls, we sent multiple letters, and there is simply no response. So the citation is in effect, and they're being charged $100 a day for the property issues there. Moving on to number 7, blight ordinance new business, 40 Gould Avenue. This is the Molnar property off of setback behind that was demoed and is under construction now.
Correct. This one is in progress. We're waiting on engineered stamp drawings. They sent them out. They recalculated them wrong. They did go in, substantially clean the project up, took all the debris, the telephone poles. So we are in communication with all the neighbors.
Okay.
I think we can keep it on, but
Okay.
I think it's they are in progress. We're just trying to get approvals and permits.
Okay, was all the poles in before? Like, I know they were
They
doing
started the hill coil pile,
Yeah.
and they didn't have all the proper permits in place, so they renegotiated the engineering.
Okay. So my understanding is, did we ever declare this blighted?
It has not.
Okay, so,
I'm comfortable. They cleaned it up. They pumped. They took the debris. They took all the telephone poles out. He is working with us.
okay. All right, so there's steady progress there, so
Yes.
we'll give it, you want to give them
I think
another
we hold
month?
it one more month.
Okay.
To see how the permit goes.
So for the Handy and Harmon property on Grassmere Ave, I know Chairman Higgins indicated he had communications with the property owner. They were willing to make the corrections. There's graffiti on lots of the signs and on the buildings. At different points, the buildings have been unsecured, where people have broken off the locks and gone into the buildings. And there's 2 structures there. and the property line along the fences especially has lots of litter and debris. So period.
More litter?
More litter, yeah, not debris, I should say, more in the way of litter. So in the past, we've reached out to them, they send a crew down and clean it up and do what they have to do. That's what Phil did. As of yet, there isn't any activity, so in the absence of any activity, I would suggest that for next month, we schedule a hearing and just make it official, so that puts them on a timeline.
Okay, let me know if you guys are having trouble reaching them.
Yeah, no, Phil seemed
You
to,
gave Phil the contact.
yeah.
Yeah, Phil seems to think that they're
Yep.
pretty reasonable.
414 Kings Highway is a complaint regarding the Walgreens there, that the parking lot was in a state of disrepair, there's excessive amounts of garbage or trash on the property, and there's an infestation by rodents or other pests, is what was checked on the box. When I went out there, the parking lot was not in disrepair. There was not any significant garbage. I mean, there was a normal amount of litter that happens, on any property, but not excessive amounts of garbage and debris on the property. I didn't see any signs of infestation. There was no harborage that they were creating. There was no food sources outside that I could see. There's no water sources outside that I could see that they were creating. And so I don't feel that this 414 Kings Highway rises to the level of being considered blight. Is there any disagreement with that? No? Okay, and then 222 Stillson Road, I think that one absolutely meets the criteria. Holes in the roof, boarded up.
Issue, so it's abandoned?
It's been an abandoned property for a long time, and the owner in the past has done what we've requested, but the property seems to have taken a bit of a turn for the worse since the last time it was before us.
We're in discussions with the property owner regarding acquisition.
The town is looking to buy it?
Well, either the town or nonprofit.
Yeah, okay. And is that something you expect to resolve in terms of, is it weeks, months, or years?
We'll have an understanding whether or not it's a viable acquisition target within the next 30 to 60 days.
Okay, all right.
Part will depend on, the owner's ability or willingness to entertain a reasonable offer for the property.
Yeah, okay. Regardless of that, I think we still have to proceed with a hearing for next month. I think it meets the criteria, so we'll send a hearing notice for next month and move forward. That is the entire agenda. Is there any other business anyone wishes to discuss?
There was one that came in.
Okay, we have this one here.
Yes.
The 57 Rock Ridge Road. Okay, so that came in today. We'll have to look at that over the next month and make a determination whether we have a hearing for next month for that. Any other business? No. Okay, hearing none. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn at 2:24.
Motion we adjourn.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, meeting is ended at
Look at that.
2:24.